Today, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments on whether a Corpus Christi man can sue the state of Texas. Former trooper Leroy Torres says that he was wrongfully terminated because of health problems. The Army veteran says that those problems are a result of toxic fumes that he was exposed to while serving in Iraq. Reporter Bill Churchwell explains.
For Leroy Torres, it has taken 5 long years to get his case to the highest court of the land.
Very hopeful that, as citizen soldiers, that we deserve to keep our jobs and that justice will prevail.
Torres served in the U.S. Army and says his lung injury was caused by daily exposure to toxic fumes from a burn pit during his time in Iraq, a landfill where the U.S. government was known to have burned different types of toxic waste. After serving, Torres returned to his job as a state trooper in 2008.
Came back with mysterious illnesses that at the time, that burn pit exposure was not recognized. It was something that was kept quiet. In 2010, I was diagnosed with a lung injury.
Torres claims he was eventually pressured to resign from his state trooper position.
We should not be, terminated or, forced to leave because of issues associated from war or deployment.
At issue is whether the state of Texas can be sued. Torres says he was 6 years away from retirement with DPS. His lawsuit was asking for lost wages and retirement pay. However, the Texas Supreme Court declined to hear his case. If the U.S. Supreme Court rules in his favor, he will have to come back to Texas to argue the merits of the case.
But, just being here, it brings much peace and hope.
The outcome of the court's decision could impact thousands of other veterans also employed by the state.
I know that I'm not alone in this situation. There's many service members that have returned from 2 decades of war that have been exposed to this invisible enemy.
Bill Churchwell, 3 News.
So the attorneys representing Torres are relying heavily on what's called the Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act of 1994. Among other things, it requires employers to put people back to work in their civilian jobs after military service.